Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas visiting with Wanda Young and Bruce Williams, both from Kiwanis. As we were leaving, going into the break, you had said something about, we were talking about the book program and putting a book with a personalized book in every first grader's hands in how far of an area does that reach?
That's all the Canton City schools.
All of the Canton City schools.
Every first grade in the Canton City schools. And so that is hundreds of children. And we have, that was actually a goal that was set by Alan Fraley, an old compatriot of yours.
Old colleague.
And when Alan was the president, we had been doing books for first graders for about 20 years. And Alan kind of set the goal out there for us, saying, hey, wouldn't it be great if we could do every first grader instead of selecting, rotating school to school, if we could do every school. And so this year we will have met that goal. That's
fantastic. Interesting thing about Kiwanis, now you're saying that this is all with Canton City Schools. Kiwanis spreads far beyond, if you can hear my voice, there is a Kiwanis near you, correct? Tell us a little bit about how that works.
Okay. There are Kiwanis clubs all over the country. We are in the Ohio District, and the Ohio District has hundreds of Kiwanis clubs. And then in District 17, which is basically south of Akron, goes to the east and to the south from our area, there are multiple Kiwanis clubs. So there is a Kiwanis club at Belden Village. There's a Kiwanis club in Louisville. There's a Kiwanis club in Alliance. There's a Kiwanis club in Massillon that's being reinvigorated. There are Kiwanis clubs in Salem. Mm-hmm. All the towns around have Kiwanis clubs. Large cities like Akron have multiple clubs. Mm-hmm. And in Cleveland, they'll have something on the east side, something on the west side, all around. So there are Kiwanians all over the state and then all over the world.
And what's exciting is, for anyone listening saying, well, I'd really love to get involved with this because I love what you're doing for our children locally and I love what you're doing for children internationally. How do they go about that? Wanda, is there a website? Is there a phone number to call?
They can call my number, and that's 330-497-0767. The website is CantonKiwanisClub.org.
Okay. And if they don't live in Canton, say someone from Tuscarawas County, someone from the Canton Club could point them to the right.
Yes, if you basically Google Kiwanis clubs,
okay,
it'll take you to Kiwanis International, and then they have a club locator tool
Perfect.
in which you can find out if there is a club in your immediate area.
That is great. I'd love to circle back to something that you mentioned. You've got clubs for children, third grade into adulthood, and you have Action Club, specifically for adults with disabilities. Tell us a little bit about that club and maybe some of the projects that they've been working on.
The Action Club is another one of my favorites. It is for adults with disabilities. We have one guy who's 80. We have someone who's 30. We have a couple that's getting married. And they are really beginning to go to Kiwanis functions. And I don't mean local functions because I want to tell you what they do locally, but they're beginning to go to the mid-year conferences. They went to their mid-year conference, and then one went to the educational day in Columbus to find out what they should be doing. But so far, they've done several things. One of the biggest things is the pancake breakfast. They had a fundraiser for a pancake breakfast at Christ Presbyterian Church, and they raised $1,900.
Oh, my goodness.
For a first-time event and for people putting it together for the first time, we thought it went very well.
That's fantastic.
And it would be nice if more people will attend it next year. A lot of people bought tickets, but not as many attended. So we'd like to see them come in the next time and really support the Action Club.
Sandy, and be able to interact with them as well.
And interact.
Meet these people that are really great.
Because we should. They're part of our community, and we should make them a part of our community. Sandy Arnold is the coordinator for the Action Club, and since she's become coordinator, they're doing things that they really enjoy. I think, and I go to a lot of their meetings. They made toys for Christmas, not toys, but they filled stockings, and we took them to the Arcs Christmas party, and we gave them out to everyone who was there. And then a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't know how to do it, but I know how to do it now, we made doggy toys. And what we did was we had 9 strips. We cut out some T-shirts, 9 strips, and then we took 3, 3, and 3, tied it up at one end, and then we braided it and then tied it up at the other end. And in May, those doggy toys will be going to the Humane Society. So they'll be taking them to the Humane Society. So those are some of the things that they're doing now. And
they're involved in the cleanup at Sippo Lake.
And they've been involved in the cleanup at Sippo Lake for years.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Belden Village does that one, and we partner with them.
You have a big event coming up to celebrate 100 years on May 24th. Tell us a little bit about this.
The Kiwanis Club, as we indicated, has been around for 100 years, so we're celebrating our 100th anniversary. And we will be having a dinner at the Johnson Center at Malone College. We are inviting people from the public. Certainly there will be many, many Kiwanians there, and we will be celebrating and kind of recognizing a lot of those folks who have had a big impact on the community over those years.
Do you want to give a shout out? Some of those people might be, because some people might want to come to the dinner because they recognize the names of some people that I think you're going to say.
In the Kiwanis Club, that includes Don and Dorothy Murray,
absolutely,
who are longtime leaders. We are also going to be recognizing Bob Morrison, who has been a member of the Kiwanis Club for over 55 years.
Wow.
60.
Is it 60 years? I'm
60
sorry.
years.
I apologize. Bob, of course, many people know as one of the premier organists in our area and has served as a minister of music at multiple churches. And Bob still entertains us at the Kiwanis Club. He plays and leads our singing, and just a fantastic gentleman. And Bob will be with us hopefully that night, maybe even
do a little entertaining?
Do a little on the ivories at that time as well.
Wow.
Another person that we are not certain would be able to be with us, but has been invited, is Alan Fraley, as I mentioned, as a past president, who set the goal of taking the books to the first graders to every school in the Kansas City schools within a 1-year period of time. There are a good number of people who are past, we will be remembering. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that what made the books for the first graders possible is the William Friedman Foundation. William Friedman was a past Kiwanian, and to honor him, his widow Ruth established the William Friedman / Kiwanis Fund, which is now part of a Kiwanis International Fund, but that those monies provide the books for the first graders as well as other projects. We have purchased some pieces of equipment for children at Eastgate Learning Center. But Mrs. Friedman was the prime mover in getting that going, and while she was still alive, she used to love to come and see the beautiful little faces of those first graders when they received their books. So the people like that will be remembered as well.
How do people get tickets? How does one get information and plan to be there?
I think we'll all have tickets. All of Kiwanians will have tickets, and we'll probably put it in the newspaper where they could contact one of the members.
Sounds good.
The person in charge of that, though, is Scott Berkeley.
Okay.
And Scott will be the main organizer. But as Wanda indicated, you can go on our website to find out more information.
And that, again, is CantonKiwanisClub.org. Do I have that right?
You
Yes.
do.
Okay.
And if not, I'll call you.
Okay. Or Google Canton Kiwanis Club.
Well, you'll see a lot from Michigan and other states, though. So I'll
Sure.
give
There
you the
are other
Okay.
cantons, yes.
Oh, that is
Yes,
true.
yes.
That is true. But again, taking place May 24th on the campus of Malone University in the Johnson Center.
Yes,
correct?
starting at 5:30 in the evening.
Oh, sounds wonderful.
Tickets are $30 for dinner.
Wonderful. You know, we would be remiss if we didn't squeeze this part in as well. We're speaking with Bruce Williams and Wanda Young. Wanda being recognized this year by Canton City Schools as a trailblazer. Congratulations. And
Thank you.
tell us a little bit about that, what that means to you.
You know, I wasn't there when I received it, so I have to be honest, but they did show me the video of it, and I thought it was awesome. They had a couple of people talk about me. Linda Costello was one, Joyce Lemke, who was a good friend, was another, and then Pat Williams, who is a member of Kiwanis also. And it just means that the Canton City Schools believes that as a trailblazer, and I'm sure they're talking about the K-Kids and the Builders Clubs and what we've done to get those programs in the school system, and how the kids are really gravitating toward those programs. That's to me is a trailblazer, and I was really honored to get it, and I was sorry I couldn't be there, but I was honored to get it.
That's so very great. Congratulations. What's it meant to you? What?
I wasn't there because I was in Israel.
Well, you're
And-
excused. Oh my goodness.
And that had been planned for over a year.
Wow.
So
And a wonderful trip, I'm sure.
it was a learning experience that you just keep wanting to research and research and research
Yeah.
the Bible.
Yeah.
That's,
Definitely on the bucket list.
Right.
That just sounds awesome.
it was.
What's it meant to you personally? We only have oh my goodness. So in 10 words or less, what's it meant to you personally to be involved with something like Kiwanis?
The best thing I've done as far as getting involved with a group of people, because Kiwanis, the members of Kiwanis are also very friendly to be around.
Bruce, how about you?
I just don't think there's much more rewarding than working with the children, helping the children, and doing projects that benefit the children of our community.
And thank you so much, both of you, for being here and for all that you're doing for the children in our community. And we've been visiting again with Wanda Young and Bruce Williams, both from Kiwanis. Thanks so much for joining us this morning on Our Community.
Thank you, Susie.
Thank you.